Hello everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video we're going to be going through the digital certificate details, specifically the fields of the digital certificate and what each of those fields does. So let's get started. So in this video we're going to be going through the digital certificate fields. So I've downloaded a certificate from a website, www.cbc.ca. This is the certificate. If we go to details, we would see these fields in the certificate. So let's go let's go through some of these or most of these fields here. So the version indicates the version of the certificate. It's been on version 3 since the 1995, I believe. Serial number indicates the serial number of the certificate. It's a unique value that each certificate has, and it is assigned by the CA. And when the CA revoke a certificate, it would use the serial number of the certificate. Signature algorithm and signature hash algorithm. Those are the algorithm that has been used to create the hash digest. So you'll be wondering, why do we need this hash digest? Well, if I browse to a web server, for example, this one that we're browsing to, CBC, this web server, I would want to trust it. I would want to verify that the certificate has not been modified by someone in the middle. So we create this hash digest. How does that work? The CA that signed the certificate for the CBC web server, this CA has run the CBC certificate or public key, or the whole certificate content through algorithm, and this one it's SHA-256, and a hash digest has been created, and this hash digest has been encrypted by the CA private key. Okay, now for me as a user, when I'm browsing to cbc.ca and I'm getting this certificate that contain hash algorithm and hash digest, how am I going to verify it? Well, my machine has the digital certificate store, which has the public keys of the well-known CAs. So since the CA private key signed CBC certificate and encrypted it using the public key, the private key, the user machine would be able to decrypt this hash digest using the CA public key that it has in its store. Now it has decrypted this hash digest. Then what it's going to do, it's going to run the certificate through the same hash algorithm that is mentioned in here, and is going to compare the hash digest to see if it's the same or not. If it's the same, then the certificate is valid. If it's not, then certificate has been modified. Now you'll be wondering, where is that hash digest? Well, it's at the end. It's called thumbprint. This is the hash digest that has been created by the CA that signed certificate, and it has encrypted by the CA private key. Now moving on, the public, we went through the hash. Now the issuer. Issuer is the distinguished name of the CA that issued this certificate. Valid from, valid to is the validity of the certificate. It usually goes for 1 to 2 years. And if the valid to or the certificate has expired, it would be considered not trusted certificate by the browser. Subject is the name of the endpoint, the machine that the certificate has been issued to, or the service. For example, this one, it's a web server. This subject is usually the domain name of the web server or of the website. Now, this domain name doesn't always have to be the same as the domain name of the website. Meaning, so the subject here is secure.cbc.ca, but the CBC website, if we want to go to it, for example, would be cbc.ca. It's not going to be secure.cbc.ca. So now you're like, what? Like, why didn't the browser show us a warning? Because the subject domain name does not match the actual website domain name. Well, the reason it did not show a warning because of the subject alternative name. Now, what is the subject alternative name? It's a list of domain names that this certificate has and the website uses. So we should be able to find cbc.ca in here. So I think we just passed it. So www.cbc.ca. Okay? So this is what the subject alternative name is used for. So there can be a website that uses multiple domain name, or let's say there are 3 websites and these websites want to share the same SSL certificate for a lower cost. They would use subject alternative name and they would use the same certificate, and each website would put his domain name in here. All right. Now moving on, public key is the public key of the certificate and public key of the web server that is sending the certificate. And moving on, subject alternative name. I'm just going to go through most of those, not all of them, or the most important field. Then moving on, CRL distribution point. Now, what does this mean? So CRL is used to check if the certificate has been revoked or not. So let's say a private key have been stolen, you know, for that certificate, or something happened with it, and the owner of the certificate, the web server, want to revoke the certificate. It will inform the CA that signed its certificate that, hey, my certificate has been revoked. Now, how does the browser would know that? It would use the certificate distribution point. So it's a URL that the browser would go to, and it is usually a list of revoked certificate. So we can browse to this list, and then a certificate going to be downloaded. So the browser does this in the background. It goes to this website, it checks this list and its serial numbers, remember? So each certificate has a unique serial number to identify it. So this is a list of the serial number that have been revoked. So the our machine or the web browser would go to this website and check the revoked certificate. Now this takes time. It's a big list sometimes. So there could be another ways to check if the certificate is revoked, and it's called Online Certificate Status Protocol. So it's basically the machine or the browser would use OCSP message, send it to the CA, and expect a reply from the CA. We'll go through this in another video. Now, furthermore, key usage. Before the key usage, there's enhanced key usage. So these are 9 bits. Each bit indicates, it's a flag, indicates what the certificate or the public key can be used for. So this is the purpose of this enhanced key usage. If in case there is extension to that, like if in case all of those 9 bits have been used, this is where the key usage is going to be used for. Okay. Thumbprint, as we mentioned, is the hash digest. So these are the information or the fields of the certificate, the most important ones. I hope you got a better understanding of those fields. So thank you for watching this video and have a good one. Remember, if you like this video and you like the content, please like and subscribe.